I'm a lefty. And as a lefty, you get used to a right-handed centric world. Now, as a gamer, there's a problem with that. I'm not using my dominant hand to shoot people with. As you probably know, this is me 1 month ago. Very, very naive. I actually used to be good at games. So I've spent my entire life honing the wrong hand. I thought this was correct. Turns out, not quite right. And here's why. Man, this is gonna be difficult. Get out! I thought they'd fixed that issue. The entire first few days was spent with me acclimating to the new orientation that I've set myself. Even the most simplest of things had become extremely intense. I couldn't do my peeks, I couldn't move fast, I had to hope that my enemy would stand still for me. I kill on camera! Yeah! Everything was incredibly mentally exhausting. Well then, have I reached an hour yet? I am so tired. No, I have not reached an hour yet. It became apparent that playing games was now going to be an arduous thing. I just straight up couldn't game for an hour in a row of high intensity games like this. So this happened. Yep, that's right, I cheated. Those technically don't have keyboard and mouse controls. From that point onwards, it became clear the gaming experiences were just no longer fun. Everything was hard. I didn't want to play games anymore. At least by the end of day 4, I was able to start doing rudimentary movements. But I was at the point where I just wanted to quit the challenge. It was so painful. Oh, bro, that was so goddamn close. Well, I think that brings to a close today's stream. I've been streaming now for 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's close to 2 hours. But trying to play this left-handed is just so exhausting. In the days that preceded this, it started to become clear that it wasn't that I was training my right hand to be good with aiming, but my left hand was really good at keyboard controls, and that was the hardest thing to learn. Teaching your offhand how to teach you how to move, lean, sprint, crouch, do all of these things at the same time. It was my greatest advantage, my ability to be able to move much better than anybody else out there. And I decided to try to give this up in the hopes of aiming better. How naive. And what soured my mood even more is when I found out that this... Yeah, that was them advertising cheats. What they were actually saying was roughly hack advertisement. And it always ends with them saying the QQ number, QQ messenger app, blah, blah, blah. If you have the QQ app on your phone, and oh, really? They're advertising cheats? They're advertising cheats on the game that they're cheating with. So yeah. The prevalent cheating in pretty much every first-person shooter out there really put me off games like that. So for a while there, I just started giving up on doing games like this. But in this entire time, I never switched over to right-handed mouse. In all walks of my life, I was only ever using the left hand, so at least I was still getting some more practice. Is it about day 20 when I started to reach that tipping point? And I think that's the minimum amount of time somebody needs to spend using the other hand to be able to decide whether they want to continue with it or not. Yep. I actually got so tired of not winning that I, just for one game, I switched over to right-handed, and wouldn't you know it, finally! At dinner, all I needed to do was switch off left-handed. After that, the days just started to tumble away. It was just counting down. I wanted this to be over. At day 29, things actually started to look pretty decent, though. Whoa, baby! And then day 30 ended with pretty much no fanfare. There's no secret that I wanted that over. Now, in conclusion, if you are starting out into computer games, then I would say if you're left-handed, give it a try. See if you think that it's going to be for you. If you've already honed your skills much like I have, No. So I was willing to give up an above average ability to aim with my right hand and amazing dexterity to be able to get myself into position to mitigate the ability of the enemy to see me or shoot at me when I want to be hidden properly. And that was traded for average aim, maybe less, but terrible dexterity and a keyboard and a world of keyboards that are not designed for us to be right-handed on there. It's not a good thing. Especially when there is a key that turns off your entire control system right next to where you're pressing all your buttons. Now, some people do say use OKL:, but that doesn't quite line up right. Things aren't really quite smooth there. You also can't move your keyboard way off to one side of the desk. There's like a huge chunk there, especially if you've got a keyboard like mine. So yeah, it's a 50-50. If you're not very good at games, or you're not gaining any benefits from your dexterity on your movement keys, then yeah, switch over. Otherwise, not worth it.